Hello everyone, and today, first time ever, I knitted a shawl. So guys, if you're interested to knit this shawl, it is a paid pattern and a designer is Mina Philipp from Knitting Expat. So maybe below here, give you a link or information where you can find Mina because this is an amazing shawl. The name is Highland Peaks and it is a fingering shawl, which means I used a fingering yarn. What I used Drops alpaca and this lovely rusty color, grey, although it looks creamy over here, and brown. I used 4mm needles as the pattern tells you to use, circular 100 centimeters, and I used Knit Pro. I used Knit Pro Cubic. I'll show you what it is. Well, you will need to forgive me because I can't find them anywhere. And the cubics I got once a present from my husband. I think it was maybe my name's day or birthday or Christmas. And he got me this set, which is a Knit Pro set. You have 3mm and that's carbons. That's bamboo 3.5 and I had cubics 4mm over here, obviously with interchangeable needles. And what about these? Well, I knitted on them, but because they're cubics, well, it's hard to knit on them. I watched a few reviews in regards the stitch that it's creating and all that stuff, but I'm not a fan of them. That's why I'm knitting a new shawl, a different shawl, and I used a standard needles with a rounded thing, yoke. This is my first attempt. I have this pattern, I bought this pattern. It is not a sponsored video. I just wanted to show how pretty it is. So that's why it is a lovely stripy shawl. Love it. With the ends up here. I changed slightly in pattern. I like to say that I gave my personal touch into it. Basically, few yarn overs. Forgot about them or changed them. It didn't change that much the structure or the look of it. So that's that. But obviously I made few mistakes. I have a rounded piece over here, which is, I presume, should be like that. And on this side, I have straight. Now, what I would suggest you when you get a pattern is first to read it from the beginning till the end. And I did that. I was quite happy with myself. Although, well, you know, when you see MC, you're thinking what that's about. And then when you realize, maybe around 2/3 of the pattern, that basically means main color. Silly me. Yeah. Therefore, beginning of this, you start in the middle and it spreads out. I think that much I can tell you. I love the beginning, I love the meaningless knits, and that I could tick rows while I was working on them because of the different color of the yarn. I could create chart and I could follow it and stop at any stage I wanted to. Did I drop a stitch? Yes. Yes, I did. I dropped it on 101 row and I realized about that where I was on a 117 row. But because it was the first part of the pattern, it was quite easy to fix. If you don't know how to fix a stitch, what I did, I basically grabbed it and went through with a small piece the same yarn, the small knot connected to the next one, and rounded with a hook. You barely can see that. I presume that most of the shawls, you knit them from a small section to the bigger section, And if you're between a middle part and the end of the part, well, you are so happy when you finish a row, and you are so happy that when the pattern says that you should stop before number of stitches, and that number is there, you're delighted about yourself. Well, 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 this pattern has not more than 300 stitches at the end anyway, I presume. I think so, isn't it? But around 248, I decided to time myself. How fast do I knit? And I figured out that that amount of stitches I was able to do in a ish less than 7 minutes, but let's say 7 minutes, which would give me that 64 stitches, which is number for average sock on 2.25mm needles, gives me not more than 2 minutes. That's good, isn't it? I think so. Well, at the end, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give this lovely shawl away to my mom, who will take care of it, because as I said, it's 100% alpaca and it needs to be washed with your hands. Yeah, not everyone would appreciate a gift like that. True. I'm so happy to give it to her. The next one that I'm knitting, I hope is going to be for me, but it's hard to say. So many people would want a shawl, wouldn't you? I think that's it. I hope you enjoy this one. I hope you enjoy my colors. I would suggest you to go on Instagram and use hashtag Highland Peaks SHAWL, and then you can see more amazing color changes in this shawl, and that list of photos is growing. So if you're a knitter and you want to knit something like that for yourself, go on Ravelry and there is a pattern that you can buy. I really enjoy it, I really recommend it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! You can find me anywhere as knittingILove. So I wanted to come out of the box. I'm going to use a chunky one. To do that, I used Knit Pros interchangeable ones, 4.5mm.